What advice would you give the Senate leadership about the job they're doing?
I think that there needs to be fundamental rule changes in the way that the United States Senate operates, and in particular, we need to get rid of the so-called hold. And Senator Wyden has actually, he will remind us, been trying to get this done for 13 years, which to me only speaks to his ineffectiveness. It's a good idea, but why hasn't he gotten it done? Because it's pretty hard to argue against it, because the basic idea of the hold is I can, as a United States Senator, without revealing who I am, hold up any piece of legislation. I mean, that's absurd. I agree. Senator Wyden and I agree about that. I just think he's been pretty ineffective in getting that changed. I also think the seniority system is one that distorts the representation of people in the Senate, because it means that, I mean, you can anticipate that one of the arguments for Senator Wyden's re-election is that he's got seniority, and that's going to serve the interests of the state of Oregon. But my question is, why should a senator who's been there for 3 or 4 terms have more influence than a newly elected senator? From the point of view of the people who are represented by those senators, they ought to have equal representation. So I think the seniority system is a fairly corrupting thing. It leads to somebody like Robert Byrd being able to rake in vast amounts of money for the state of West Virginia, although it did the state of West Virginia very little good.
And also ensuring his reelection.
And ensuring his reelection. And so I think you need people in the Senate who will take the approach that Senator Jim DeMint has taken from South Carolina, which is really to say, I'm not going to accept any more earmarks. I'm not going to ask for earmarks. I'm going to be an independent and go my own way. And if I'm in agreement with the party leadership, great. If I'm not going to go along just because they might throw me a bone down the way. So I think it's a system that has gotten so focused on re-electing the incumbents and keeping the incumbents in office so that they build up seniority. So those are the things that I would focus on just in terms of how the Senate operates.